Bim Coley died after he was attacked in a park in Braunstone on Sunday. LBC's George Icke has more details.
The 14-year-old boy, who can't be named for legal reasons, was charged with the murder of Mr Coley last night and will appear at Leicester Youth Court later today. It was on Sunday evening when Bim Coley was attacked whilst walking his dog yards from his home near Franklin Park in Braunstone, where he'd lived for 40 years. He died in hospital a short time later from his injuries.
2 teenagers have been arrested over the murder of a 13-year-old boy in the West Midlands. It's after a stabbing in Oldbury. More now from LBC's George Icke.
That confirmation of 2 arrests earlier today relating to the death of a 13-year-old boy in the Black Country on Thursday coming in from West Midlands Police. They say they've been detained in connection with the murder investigation. Flowers have continued to be put on the doorstep of the house in Sandwell over the weekend. West Midlands Police say the family of the teenage victim continue to be supported through these new developments.
A man's been found guilty of murder after stabbing his ex's new partner on a Nottingham petrol station forecourt. Our reporter George Icke has more.
Haseeb Majid stabbed Mohammed Durab Khan 16 times in just 13 seconds. He'd gone to the Texaco garage on Meadow Lane with a 12-inch zombie knife and a balaclava. He told Nottingham Crown Court he only wanted to scare Mr Khan. He'll be sentenced later this year.
The hunt's on for 2 dogs thought to have been involved in the death of a man in Birmingham. George Icke has the details for us.
A 33-year-old was found in a garden in Hereford Close in Rubery early yesterday morning. Detectives think the man was attacked by at least 1 dog. 2 were seized from the scene, but we're told 2 more are thought to be missing. None are considered a banned breed.
George Icke has been following the case for LBC News.
The 14-year-old boy, who we can't name because of his age, was at the youth court earlier today before a second hearing at the Crown Court this afternoon. He's been remanded in custody until the 11th of October when he'll enter a plea. He's accused of inflicting the injuries that Bim Coley died from as he walked through Franklin Park in Braunstone. Judge William Harbidge told the boy there's a long way to go before this matter comes to trial, which is likely to be in February next year. Meanwhile, the family of Mr Coley have thanked the community for their love and tribute, saying they're overwhelmed by the support they've received. They said their hearts had been completely broken. Here at the National Memorial Arboretum in Staffordshire, just under 30 World War II veterans will be coming here today to remember the momentous occasion 80 years ago today that Allied forces stormed the beaches in Normandy. Just around 2 o'clock this afternoon, a special service is going to take place, and it'll focus on the testimony of veterans, followed by the laying of wreaths. The youngest veteran coming to the Arboretum today is 96 years old. Now, he actually adjusted his date of birth in a ration book so he could sign up to serve in the Second World War. The oldest veteran will be 104. Veterans and their families travelling from right across the country to be here today, and some coming from even further afield, including Australia and Canada.
George Icke there at the National Memorial Arboretum in Staffordshire.
Our reporter George Icke's at Worcester Justice Centre.
The England and Man City player didn't come to the hearing today, which carried on in his absence. His barrister apologised on his behalf as he was handed a fine totalling £1,002, as well as 5 points onto a previously clean licence.
Our reporter George Icke's been reading the report.
2 big ways West Mids Police has improved is how it manages the risks posed by sex offenders and online child abusers. We're told there's still work to do, though, mainly in how effective the force's investigations are. The Police and Crime Commissioner says he'll continue holding it to account.
Some girl, wrote a song about D-Day. It was quite nice, but it hurt a little bit. I tried to forget everything that went on.
You lost your friends. You stayed so brave. How did you learn to keep the faith?
The D-Day Darlings singing The Longest Day, a song which veteran Donald Rose holds close to his heart. Donald is the UK's oldest World War II veteran at 109 years old. He told LBC News what he remembers from 80 years ago today.
The anniversary is it's a good thing, really, because it goes to show people what it was quite like. I've never seen so many fighter airplanes in my life.
Donald said it could have been a very close shave when he and his friends arrived on the beaches in Normandy.
And I had a toffee nose corporal, and he said to me, when we got out onto the beach, he said, "Stop." And I said, "Go to hell." He said, "Don't you tell me to go to hell. I'm your corporal, and you're going to do what I say." I said, "That's what you think."
Naomi Alsop is the activities coordinator at Canalview Care Home in Ilkeston. She says Donald's her best friend.
When it's been told by someone who was there, witnessed it, and it all comes alive, you have to remember these things actually did happen. And if it weren't for people like Donald and all the other veterans in the world, we wouldn't be here where we are today.
Donald wants Naomi to be knighted for looking after him. Today he's going to be a VIP guest at a special D-Day service in Derby, and he won't be heading there alone.
We're going together. I'll be taking his family as well. So yeah, it's going to be a nice little family occasion.
After the service in Derby, Donald and fellow residents at Canalview will be raising a glass of D-Day gin and listening to the D-Day Darlings.
On the longest day.
LBC News reporter George Icke.
It was an incredibly moving service here at the National Memorial Arboretum. Leslie Sharp, the host, welcomed just under 30 D-Day veterans as we heard music from the band of the Royal Yeomanry and were treated to the most spectacular flypast directly overhead. Now, my flight radar app didn't show the plane, but I am reliably informed it was an Atlas. Then veteran Les Marsh read the Act of Remembrance.
They will grow not old as we latter left grow old. Age will not weary them, or the years condemn. At the going down in the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
And local school children from Dordon Primary read poems about D-Day before the ceremony came to a close, with the congregation singing the national anthem as wreaths were laid. Now, throughout the rest of the afternoon, veterans will continue to spend time here remembering D-Day with their families and fellow troops. George Icke, LBC News, Staffordshire.